Welcome to the Phoenix Theatre's production of Windy Gully by local playwright Wendy Richardson. This Sunday marks the 120th anniversary of the Mount Campbell mine disaster. We would like to acknowledge the Wadi Wadi peoples of the Darawal Nation as the traditional custodians of the land on which we perform, and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging, and extend these respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. We acknowledge that the lands of Mount Campbell have a long cultural history for Aboriginal people, and these events are of one community on this land and reflect the society of the time. Please note that this performance contains suggested death, smoke, strobe effects, and is based on true events. We do ask that you turn off your phones and that there are no photos or videos taken of this performance. Thank you.
From henceforth, blessed are those that die in the Lord, for they rest from their labors. The grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, and the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us always. Amen.
Amen.
times, Mrs. Markwell, hard times. Pray God we not see the like of them again. I'll call round early in the week. They're collecting in all the churches, you know, Sydney too. I'm visiting the cottages of the single men tonight, along the pit road. Not all of the flock, mind you, but I've set myself to visit every house in Kembla, God willing. Henry, you look after your mother. Those miners over there digging that large grave will wait until you have left. I cast my eyes unto the hills from whence cometh my strength.
I don't know what to say.
I'll send my ass into your case with CC kicking broad. Something to cut into.
Thanks, Lynn.
She'll say it how to put the limits.
Henry.
One of the best year, Andy. Salt of the earth. Many's the time he's done a good turn for me and else. You're not alone in this, Hannah. We'll stick together.
Oh, no. And that's Kembla for you. That's why Andy's buried here in Windy Gully. Not down in the village. Up here by the round mountain. Remember, we'd all be walking from over the corridor, and the wind would howl down the gully, send us all forward, doubled over. Andy would laugh and yell, "We let the slip rail down."
There's no one to greet those poor lads they'll bury over there in that great pit. All in together without a soul of their own to mark their name or time. No one to care.
I'll care. While I'm alive, I will care. When I'm gone, someone will remember them. They have to.
I'll be over in the morning to help.
Well, Henry, if there's anything I can do, anything your mother needs, you know you only have to ask. The boys and I will be only too glad. The boys and I are actually working on something up at the Working Men's Club at Windy Gully. We were mates a long time, your dad and I. He took me on the call, you know. You'd go a long day's lunch to find better. Thanks, Vic. Your mother's a proud one. She'll maybe not ask. There's 6 of you?
There was 2 men that came from Sydney with money that Dad had paid into the relief fund that the company collected. £12 they gave for Dad and all.
12 quid. For Andy Markle, 12 quid.
And then they told her 8 shillings a week for the rest of her life, and 2 and 6 for the kids under 14.
Hey, bob a week. Well, I'll tell you what, Henry, you're just clipping now for when they post up the next camel. I'll put your name to go in the draw with mine. I'll take you on, mate. You'll be on the call. I won't ever forget what happened here. They'll throw those poor coots in their great pit 48 foot long and think they'll bury their mistakes. But never so much as 2 stones a month placed or any name. They can't fill in Windy Gully nor tear down the round mountain. When the miners lift their eyes up into those hills, they'll remember. Mr. Markle, I was just asking Henry here as to how you would.
Well, it's kind of big. At the present, I'm right, you might say. Everyone's been good, along with the rest of it. We'll remember that.
12 quid. Up at the Working Men's Club at Windy Gully, we put on a benefit. Friday night, the week after the explosion. For the widows. Everyone pitches in. We had blokes playing components, the musical saw, recitation, and a fiddler. And a strange sort of coot turned up from over the corner by the name of John Ferryman. Bit of a singer.
Not like your names and requests.
He said, here's my buddy for the Piper of Dundee, the Wright brothers.
Sing the boy, the bride, the brave. We're making
Here's mine for Tony Hughes. Sing us the XLR.
Sorry, post in Japanese. Sing to Arnie for Albert Skilly.
Any more for any month? Well,
I'll give you what you paid for and more. But first, this one's on me. It's for all of them. See him toil up the incline in the wind and the rain. He's been home for an evening, now he's back down again. Well, sing it if you know it, fellas. Too deep cold for the company in the darkness
seemed like any time since he would be bounding home from school, wanting to go shooting or some such event. He never could stand school. Just couldn't wait to grow up.
To make the dinner. Tell me where to go. Tell me where I'll find you. I'll be old and I'll be married and my man he'll be a wheeler. I'll be sucking up the coffee in the stove to make the dinner.
Eatsy teensy tell remember he might for overnight and day.
Good morning, students.
Good morning, miss.
Capital F for Friday, capital D for December, a full stop after 1900. Will the ink monitors see that the inkwells are filled to the correct level for the nib? Book monitors will go to the press and get the seniors' composition books. Juniors, you will go on with the composition task on the blackboard. Need I remind students that those who are left-handed will use their right hands? Seniors should need no reminding. Remember, we do not use and but, and then. We do not slouch. Our feet are flat on the floor. Everybody hold up your pen. Show me the correct grip. Peter, pointer rests lightly on the top of the pen. I am walking round looking for straight backs and flat feet. We do not write with our noses. Henry Markwell, you can take out last week's composition and read it to the class.
When I grow up, then I'll be 14. Then I will go to the pit. And after that, I will be like my brother Ben, who greased the roller for the endless rope. But then he was clipper, and he might get to wheeling. Then after that, he might get taken on the coal. But my father is on the coal, and he says there is time enough for the coal. And that is what I'll do when I grow up.
Put up your hand if you can tell me what was wrong with that. Well, I will tell those of you with your hands down. And but, and then. That is what was wrong. Now you shall hear from one of our senior girls who tries very hard.
A picnic by the river. Happily we packed our basket. Merrily we traveled along the track. Carefully we set our basket down by the rippling stream. Hungrily we ate our delicious repast. Reluctantly we gathered up our leftovers and set our feet homewards.
Some students are saying they do not use and but, and then. I did not say close your books. Close your books. Stand quietly. Remember, school fees must be brought on Monday. Good afternoon, boys and girls.
Good afternoon, miss.
See on the incline?
My brother and I are going shooting for parrots. Want to come? I get some owlbirds too.
Ooh, I dare you to jump off the railway bridge into the waterfall.
See you, Brady Water Creek?
See you, honey, it's cold.
See ya.
Aquabody, honey, lorry, I lady Unity.
He was always noisier on Pay Friday. See, there was no work on the Saturday, so Pay Friday, now that was something to look forward to.
Hattie, where are you, Hat?
Where would I be but making dumplings to silence you? Hey, bide your time, Andy Markwell.
Shepherd's pie, eh? Smells good. You smell good too. Sort of like a flower. Self-raising flower.
Set to be a wheel soon, Mum.
Oh, what a cracker! Oh, Ben, you can have Henry for your bird shoot. His heart's set on it. But Jimmy's too young to shoot. Don't think I don't know he's already had several tries. Plenty of time for that when he turns 8. Before everyone disappears, there's a heap to be done. You can start with laying in the kindling. There's buttercups to be milked. You can do the eggs for Jimmy. That Rhode Island red scared him witless yesterday. He dropped half the eggs. Glad when your father chops its head off.
Oh, shepherd's pie, it smells good. You making golden syrup dumplings or jam roly-poly? Oh, love my grandma turnover.
Andy, you like the turnover?
Turnover?
with grammar turnover. I put one in your group.
Hmm.
Well, did you like it?
Hmm.
You ate it? You didn't eat it.
Well, Jack gave me a piece of his wife's currant tart. Good too, this thin pastry, lots of currants.
Well, what did Jack think of the turnover? Well, don't tell me Jack didn't eat it either.
Well, he had an extra piece of currant
Oh,
tart.
who did eat it then?
We gave it to the wheeler's horse.
Currants. Lots of currants. I bet Jack's wife hasn't another where all the ant falling away on one side for one to fix him.
Well, he liked it, Annie. The wheeler's horse. It perked him up no end, it did. I'll miss the word.
Yeah. Oh, just look at you.
They was in the creek, Mum, and Essie went in with her shoes on. I never!
Get in, leave your shoes to be blacked. Essie, get little Andy up for me and take him with you when you go fetch the water from the creek.
Mum! Can I have me a piece?
You can have your piece when you've changed.
Where is it?
It's in the tin dish, on the end of the kitchen bench under the throw-over.
Oh, Mum! Is that the jam I don't like?
No, it's not tomato jam. It's melon and lemon.
Well, I hate that too!
Oh, Henry, put that back till you're ready to go. You'll have Jimmy shoot his foot off next. No, your father's bath's to be filled, so I need you to go with Essie to get some more water from the creek. Oh, and then I'll get you to get wood from the shed. Well, don't just stand there gawking, Henry. Move.
Come on, Essie, don't take all day. I want to get shooting. Oh, come on, Essie. Little Andy's got out the front again. Oh. Bring your bucket, Essie.
Wait for me! Essie, mind that little Andy doesn't fall in the creek. Oh, Rose, one piece is enough. Go and put the school clothes on to soak. Rose, you are going to spoil your dinner. Answer me, Rose.
I've chopped enough wood for 7 currant tarts, Annie.
Currant tarts. Andy, are you nearly ready? 1 tin's full boiled. Ben, put the other one on, and then you can bring in some more of the wood. Rose, do not soak those eggs.
Yes, Mum.
Oh, that's good, Annie. It's hell in that 4-foot tunnel. If we don't draw better in the next couple, my back's going to play up no end. Yeah, that was a close one. I can still hear them over me. He's gone. Andy Markle's gone for sure this time. Couldn't see their faces, mind you, just voices floating. Nearly jolted me out of my wits on that wheeled stretcher, legs sticking out, going down Cordo Road. And the horse ambulance coming in from town to meet him. Dr. Leon, that big grey of his. Grey suit, grey top hat. He's been digging coal out of miners for years. You can patch him up in his sleep. Not that you're not a dab hand at patching me up, Annie.
I'll put a bit of Fornax on it later.
What would I do without you?
That day, I thought I would die when you were under all that black blood. I've never seen so much blood. It's just all mixed in with the coal.
There's a dance in me yet, Annie girl.
Oh, is there now? Maybe we should take ourselves over to Philby's then.
Oh, no, just the two of us. Just walk to Lover's Rock. I could do with a walk. Just the two of us, eh?
I'll get tea over it.
We didn't drown him, Mum.
Essie, go and give Rose a hand with the school things, and Henry, just take some more hot water to Father in the shed.
Me and Jimmy's off for the coal. Ben, can we go, Mum?
Oh, can we have Ginny shooting?
Yeah! Come on, Ben!
Oh, Mum! There's a dead lizard in Jimmy's pocket!
Well, don't soak that either. Remember, no shooting for Jimmy.
He can pick him up when we shoot him.
If he starts falling, we'll leave him behind.
Tea's on early. That's better. You smell that flower.
Yeah, California poppy. Let's have a look at this oven and see what. Oh, hey, hold your anchor now.
When you are married, you must be good!
Rose, you and Essie see to those dishes. Don't go to bed with those feet, Jimmy. Then you bake the fire, then when you bring in some more wood.
Oh, that's too dark.
It's not all that dark yet.
Amazing.
Jimmy, I'll get you Splinter out tomorrow, okay? Now don't be juggling the baby tonight, he'll bring up his tea.
Ready for the boat in the morning.
Nobody touches the icing on those cakes. They are for the Sunday school picnic. You can all lick the bowl.
Yes! Me first!
Rose, you see to it.
All right, you lot. Ben's in charge until I get back. If there's any trouble, I want to know the reason why. Your mother and I have some things to talk through.
But Dad! But what about me billy card?
We'll fix the belly part first thing. Now settle down, come on.
Yes, Dad!
We'll do a loop around past the lane. See if we can catch up to Vic and Else on their way to Philby's.
Now you want mine, Ben?
Yes, Mom! Alright, we get all the things done, and then...
All in together this fine weather!
Ghost stories!
No. Mum stories.
We'll see. Andy, this is Markwell. Doing alright, aren't I?
You're lucky. Mother nearly said no.
Her mother's getting the drinking like you can't imagine.
Well, she's got good reason, Vic.
Bad enough for any decent woman to be waiting for a man to come up out of the coal pit. Without also waiting for him to come out of the den of iniquity, her mother says. You know those texts? Well, she's got them everywhere. Over the mantle, on the piano. When drink comes in the door, good sense flies out the window.
Look, never mind the way he carries on. There's no real harm in him.
And lips that touch liquor will never touch mine.
Well, there's plenty of women paint those to have around.
Andy, mate, hers are embroidered.
Your mother's a good woman, Elsie. She's got her reasons.
We've got to keep on going in a group. A mother.
We'll see you tomorrow, though, at the picnic.
Got to have her back by midnight. A mother thinks she'll turn into a pumpkin.
You enjoy yourself, Elsie, but you watch yourself, Victor.
It takes you back, doesn't it? What would be like, eh? Starting over.
There's no going back.
I saw a blower in the pit today. There's always been blowers, but this was a big one. Kind of scared me. I mean, we burnt out the gas and shifted the brass. Makes you think.
Doesn't do to think too much. Does look like a fine day for the picnic tomorrow.
Through storytelling, the myths and legends of the village were passed from generation to generation. You guys all under the eye now?
Mum!
Mum's not here, stupid.
Oh, well, Jimmy's got a ringtail possum in his pocket!
You better watch it, Jimmy. If that thing gets into Mum's bed, you'll cop it.
Oh, stop pushing, will you? There's too much many kids in this bed.
Hey, you guys gonna listen? Well,
Henry, tell the one about Mum and the scabs.
the incline, the endless road, the pit ponies, the blacklegs and the scabs, and the tales of legendary singers, hewers, and pugilists. The characters come from all over the Cordo, past the Round Mountain, down by the pubs, the batches, and from Windy Gully itself. Locals were always the heroes, outsiders the villains. The best stories were those of the Troubles,
Well,
1890.
see, there were these scabs. Well, they were going to be scabs. You all know what a scab is, right?
When a scab walks down the street, men turn their backs.
And the angels weep in heaven.
And the devil shuts the gates of hell to keep him out!
Yeah, they brought him up from Sydney by train. And when they pulled up, the men were there, Dad and his mates. And they were trying to get him to turn in and go back.
You in the train, listen to me!
What the hell's that?
Some big old coop.
Yeah, we're miners. We know why you're here. You've come to scab.
Yes,
Yeah, turn around.
so do
Don't
it.
do
I
it.
didn't even think about it.
Our kids are down to eating blackberries and chook bread.
So do it.
Hear that?
Turn back.
blackberries and chook bread, kids. But we're still trying to hold out. Turn around and go back.
Hey, you, get away from that train. Get off now and go home.
Do you hear me there? Don't do it.
Don't like this.
Shut up, you're in it now.
Oh, is that you, Markwell? Oh, you're a troublemaker.
I'm staying. Quid's a quid.
You call yourselves men. You'll be taking the bread out of kids' mouths.
I'm warning you, Markwell, you and your rabble.
Oh, I'm out of this. I'm out of it a good bit. I ain't taking bread out of kids' mouths.
Here, wait.
I ain't working for you. You can't shoot me. Get out of my way. I ain't taking your dirty money. I ain't going to drink until I left Sydney. I ain't taking it.
You'll be sorry for this, Markwell, and let's see if you aren't.
As for the rest of you scum, you've had your chance. I would have been in your shoes for all the tea in China.
You see, Dad was real strong and tough. Not afraid of anything on this earth, Mum says. Richie was the one who fought in the courts. They got rid of him from the pit on account of the union. And then when it got ever so quiet and ever so dark.
Look, there's only one guard left and he's up the other end. All that's left in the carriage are the strikebreakers.
I don't like the look of those guns.
Look, Lil, you go and talk to him and we're going to build a bit of a fire on this end. If they can't be talked out, we're going to smoke them out.
You ready there? Call yourselves men. Go back to where you came from. This isn't your fight. The men told you, now we're telling you. Get out and get going while there's still time.
Back off, madam, I'm warning you.
They went in all directions, Mum said. Some of them still haven't stopped running. Then they next had to put them in the old stables and lock them up near the pit and put lots more guns around. One of them sneaked out because he couldn't last a day without a drink. Mum and the women saw him and they were waiting for him at the foot of the incline.
Thought you'd sneak out to the pub, did ya? If you wanted pub, drinks are harder in more ways than one.
Johnny, mate, what happens to scabs?
You look like a chicken.
Oh, they told him feathered him. Cured him of scabbing it did. Mum said it probably cured him of the drink too. But that was nothing to the time in October 1890. That was when Inspector Ryland came up with 100 police officers armed with batons and revolvers. They were bringing up 70 scabs, and Major Barnes came up with 160 soldiers. There were 3 machine guns. They had carbines and bayonets and swords, and every man carried 40 rounds. The men wanted to attack. They would have just shot down. So the women marched on the line with Mum up front, and there was Dr. Robertson at the pit top, and the soldiers and police afraid to shoot the women.
We want to talk to the scabs you've got in there, Dr. Robertson.
Yeah.
You women are trespassing. This is company land. You've got no business here.
Oh, we're business, all right, Dr. Robertson. It's the non-union men who are our business.
Scabs.
We want to talk to the non-union labour.
Yeah, the 70 scabs you're guarding with your machine guns.
Yes.
Scabs.
I'm warning you, madam. You and your kind are a disgrace to your sex. Go back to your respective homes. That's where you belong. This isn't fitting behaviour for a group of women.
I'd like to tell those men in there what you've done to our men.
That's right.
They've impounded our men's wages. The 2 weeks owing to
2
them.
weeks?
The manager threatened to send any man down the hill,
right.
just for joining a union. They threatened to remove our union ballot box and work the pit with non-union labour.
Yeah, remember Bullite? The 6-month strike. They broke the union end, but they won't do it this time. You can't do any more to my man. You can only kill a man once.
We're mothers just trying to feed our kids. Haven't you got a mother?
His kind don't have mothers.
Hey!
Sorry to have a mother like you.
Hey!
Now, all you good ladies, listen to reason. Look, you all go back and I'll talk to you two on the phone. Listen, ladies, I like the old hands back. They're good workers. Don't just give up these union ideas. I'll tell you what I'll do.
Can't trust the man.
Nothing but broken promises.
As for you lot, you're more trouble than you're worth. There's not one of you seems to know one end of the shovel from the other. I've had to dig myself to keep production above the laughable level. Mr. Vickery himself has come up. You can tell your men that Mr. Vickery is far from pleased. Far from pleased. I'd like to get my hands on the blackguards who stoned Mr. Vickery.
Oh, far from pleased. Mr. Vickery is far from pleased. Well, Mr. Ebenezer Bloody Vickery might be even less pleased if you and I thought his bloody pit.
Oh, Henry, tell the one about the wooden horse of Troy, how they brought 40 up from the free labor exchange, yeah, and 30 of them were union boys.
That's another time. Alright, you guys, come on, let's go to bed.
There. I told you that'd be alright. Ben's got away with it, yes.
Look at the state of that bed, though. I bet Henry's been telling his stories again. I just hope they haven't picked at the icing on those cakes.
The annual Sunday school picnic was the biggest event of the year. Whitney Gully was chosen as the site this year, and the morning was as clear as crystal.
Henry, go get some water.
I'll give you a hand, Henry.
Old Tom and I will go and get some wood.
I put pickle on some of the tongue sandwiches, Hannah, and mustard on the rest. Glad we got this bit of shade. It should hardly last otherwise.
There should be shade for a while yet. Oh, these cakes and sandwiches will keep them covered for now. Oh, did you put a pinch of carb soda in the milk?
Well, did you? Yes, Mother.
Nothing lasts in this heat. Look at these though. Gingerbread, seed, pound cake. Currant tarts.
We'll need water for the tea.
Oh, Henry!
Get up!
Where's that water?
Oh, come in.
These egg sandwiches are bringing the blowies.
Yeah, we should have brought more mint, Elsie.
Alright, Annie. I'm all set to get these age races started. Old Tom will keep an eye on things for me. Just keep the Litlands away from the fire. Some right little fireworks we had last year.
So can you make sure Essie keeps an eye on Jimmy? I don't want him running off to some dam or other. Just keep an eye on what he puts in his mouth.
There's everything lying around here.
Should have told him to be careful of boiled lollies. I'll never forget that little Bessie Wood with the long boiled lollies stuck in her
And
neck.
in black, everyone organising to get into the doctor.
And then up it came just in the nick of time. Boiled lollies.
Would it be of keeping there, though?
Alright, now all over here for the age graces.
Yeah!
Okay, now we'll start with the Litlands. 1894. Who was born 1894? Who knows when they were born? Oh, no, don't cry. Look, I'll tell you what, you're all the Litlands. What? Who here is 6?
My brother's 4.
Mine's 5.
Mine's 7. I put it added as 102. Down to carpenter.
Okay, well, look, you, all of you, line up over here. Let's hit it now. It's 1, 2, 3, the finish. This way. Bit of a smile. Okay, on your marks, get set, go! Well, you two are winners, all right?
Mother's beckoning me, Victor. She's not going to be pleased with you coming, Mother.
She's alright, anyway.
When a live Billy Goat race was included in the program, excitement reached a fever pitch. There was money at stake. It had been raised to attract competition.
Who's he?
It's that ringing come over from Carmel.
Oh, blooming ringing.
Should only be locals.
Yeah.
Okay, now, it's clockwise around that tree. Now hold it back. Ready, set, go! Done it. That don't mean all.
Should have been local. Always only been open to locals, I
Yeah, the
know.
money should have stayed here in the village.
Doesn't seem right somehow, these outsiders coming in.
Did you see how he stuffed it in his pocket? Never a brass residue to anyone in these parts.
Always straight ahead, locals only. I don't hold with outsiders. I'll give that Eddie Markle a piece of my mind, see if I don't. Leave things big, I say. Oh well, no one listens to me. It's like old Uncle Ern always said, nothing lasts.
Oh, listen to me, my baby are sleeping. Oh, listen to me, my baby so dear. Don't dream of the pit, it's a lifetime of sorrow. Don't dream of the pit, it's a lifetime of fear.
Come on, Annie, come to bed. What are you still doing?
They'll carry your daddy, your broken and bleeding. They'll carry your daddy and bury him here. Don't dream, it's a lifetime of sorrow. Don't dream, it's a lifetime of fear.
What are you going to do? Can't wait until the morning. Come on, I want my back rub. What are you shushing?
Trying to get little Andy to settle so we'll sleep through. Picnic's been a bit too much for him, too much sun. Be there soon, Angie.
Alright, you get him away then, and then come. My back feels like it's got 6 foot of coal pile on it.
Be there soon, Andy. They'll carry your brother all burnt and all blackened. They'll carry your brother and wash him with tears. Don't dream, it's a lifetime of sorrow. Don't dream, it's a lifetime of fear. Don't dream, it's a lifetime of sorrow. Don't dream, it's a lifetime of fear. Don't dream, it's a lifetime of sorrow. Don't dream, it's a lifetime of
Surely it is not too much to ask to have my tea made correctly. This is too strong. Take it away. I will have what I want in my own home. Ah, tea. My one indulgence. The road to ruin and poverty littered with those who have immoderate cravings, but that cannot be said of Ebenezer Vickery. A merciful providence, self-control and hard work, Those are the ingredients for success in the world of business. Providence smiled on the company from the beginning. Oh, yes. The longest jetty on the south coast, the least vulnerable. Protected from the winds of change, nothing could stop us. Won our case in the Supreme Court to lay rail tracks through the farmer's land up to the pit itself. Mount Camelot, the highest peak on the escarpment. Fitting. An individual effort is the way to rise in the world. At last I had what I wanted. The mineral wealth of the company was vast. Oh, I prophesied a dividend of 25%, and I estimated 67 million tons in 6 seams. Oh, the company invested on my assessment.
I'd be lucky to get 7 shillings a day. Can't get more. Best was 8 a day.
It's those poor crooks they brought out from Scotland. Promised them 12 to 14 shillings a day that I feel for.
Oh, it's never ending, this washing.
You with all your little ones. I don't know how you feed them all, let alone manage to keep clothes on their backs. Here, I'll do some of yours.
Mr. Ebenezer Vickery speaking against the bill.
I will fight any miners' regulation bill. It would be ruinously expensive to make any changes to the 1876 Act. I will oppose any provision for an 8-hour day. It would be an imposition on a man's personal liberty to tell him that he can only work an 8-hour day. I will oppose the raising of the age of boys to 14 to work in the pit. It is better that a boy of 12 and 13 be gainfully employed rather than to be running wild. There is no level of man so well looked after than the miner. Any changes in provisions would be ruinously expensive. Any changes to the miners' conditions would react terribly for the mine workers. The mine workers' best interest is bound in the best interest of the mine owners, whose capital is the civilized state's best bulwark against the barbarianism of aboriginals. I will close every pit if I do not get the dividend that I want. Oh, don't quote Ferndale or Bulleye to me. I will fight any intervention, whether it be union or state. Why the state would want to intervene in matters of safety is beyond comprehension to me. Do you think miners want the mines to explode?
Well, if we don't draw better in this next camel, I'll never straighten my back again. It's in the evening after dark, when the black-leg miner creeps to work. With his moleskin pants and dirty shirt, there goes the black-leg miner. They grab his stabs and his fingers well, they hoy him down a pit of hell. Down you go and fare ye well, you dirty black-leg miner.
Like a penny for every one of these I've pulled up from the creek. Ooh. Our 6 a big tanker is such a godsend.
What's it like being married to a miner?
You're not complaining about not having the big tank. No, we make do, we get by.
That's not really what I'm asking. It's not just the struggles to make ends meet. It's the pit. There's terrible things happen.
Just go on living. happen, Elsie. You just get on with it.
Mother's against my keeping company with Victor. It's not just the drink, it's the pig. Never got over father. Can't hear the accident whistle yet without getting into a terrible state. Every time the cab was posted, she wants to know who drew near to where father was killed. She doesn't want that kind of word for me.
Elsie, all I know is that I would not trade places with another woman living. I mean, yeah, we've been through our share of strikes, lockouts, falls, scratching from week to make ends meet, even in good times. But I mean, I'd sooner my Andy than some official whose face would crack if he tried to laugh. Now, Vic, he has a good laugh. He knows how to enjoy life. No. Now, your mum has had her fair share of troubles, but don't let it bury you, Elsie. When Vic could make out, he'd give you the shirt off his back, he would.
So strong. You make it sound so easy.
Andy will be wanting to clean up for the big finals at the pub tonight. More boiling water, more washing, more mud spattered trousers. Yeah. Some days that big tank does sound really marvellous. June Cavill should be posted today. We'll see where the draw turns up, eh? Could make all the difference. It's a chancy thing, life.
Can't see where I want it.
Come on. See you later, Elsie.
Bye, Mrs. Markwell.
Barkwell was the best we had out of the heights. Over the corridor, Windy Gully, and old Kembler itself at Coits, he could throw ringers.
Let's go, Andy.
Come on, Jeff.
Yeah. 2 points for Andy. All right, Andy leads 20 to 19, and it's only 21 up. I went for ringers myself, but there are those who throw a gate up. The edge had steamed up in the mud against the peg to stop the other fellas getting a ringer on.
Oh,
Hey,
tough luck. Dead after it was Andy Markwell. He could win on this shot. Come on, Andy.
Let's go, Andy.
Come on. Oh.
The outsider they brought up from the coast had quite the reputation.
They say he's cleaned up the cold to the south now.
Okay.
That's the match. 21 to 20 for that horrible galah.
I'll say this for you, Markwell. You gave me better off for my money than most.
Well, win some, you lose some, I suppose.
No hard feelings?
No hard feelings.
I never thought I'd see the man would better you in points, Andy.
Yeah, don't suit me on much of a winning streak. See what the June Cavill brings up.
Andy Rhodes, there's next year. You'll get in the final. We'll have a return match. As always next year.
Next year. Cripes, look at these pants. Life won't be worth living, especially since I didn't win.
Andy, about tonight. We'll fix it next year.
Yeah, next year.
Good for the pub trade, Coits. Calvin now. Every year, every quarter, it was like a lottery. Not too many winners, though. You could get the 5'6" tunnel that made all the difference. Unless you cavilled back in where you were. So you were paid by the skip. Terrible struggle in the low places to get the same amount of coal.
Coits.
Yeah, well, Hannah.
Oh, hi, Lil. How you going?
Oh, I don't know if I'm Arthur or Martha. Do you have any of those belladonna plasters? I've been sitting up with that old Mrs. Martin. She's got an abscess.
Oh, it's top of the medicine cabinet.
They're very good for the breasts. Should I be low now? She's just hovering. Hovering.
They always send for you, Lil.
Oh, at the end. So, how'd Andy draw?
Still in one of the worst spots. Some are lucky, I guess.
Some.
Mud. He didn't even win. Still. He and Vic make a good team. I'll make the best of it, but it's a worry.
That Victor's a worry. Can't see him and my else making the best of it. Too fond of the pub and the club for my liking.
Look, he's a bit wild, but just give him a chance.
Give him an inch and he'll take a mile.
You mark what I say. Elsie's a flippity gibbet. He's turned her head at her only 17.
And how old were you, Lil?
Times were different then.
Just don't be too hard on me, Lil.
You've always got a good word to say about everyone, Hannah. But me, I speak my mind. Nobody listens.
I will. Henry, come give me a hand with this.
I could do you such a portrait, sir, madam, never mind your tin walls or your dirt floor, I've got just the backdrop. Ancient Greek, English country garden, Romanesque, single portrait, head, shoulders, sitting, standing, couples, mother seated, father standing. Family photos, door to door, that's me.
Yes?
Good evening, madam. Do I have the pleasure of addressing the lady of the household? Well, is the head of the household in? If so, I have an offer, an opportunity you can't afford to miss. Who knows when I'll be through these parts again? Today, madam, a family portrait 12 inches by 8, maple olive frame, velvet mount, old gold, burgundy or olive green, £1, 2 shillings and 6 pence.
Andy?
Good evening, sir. I was just asking your good lady wife of this offer today. Family portraits, 12 by 8, maple olive frame, old gold, velvet mount, burgundy
Do you
olive.
want my hand?
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll do it. You just set up that contraption of yours. Oh, never mind the backdrops. We'll have it in front of our little place, in front of the persimmon tree.
Oh, backdrops, persimmon tree. What a wise choice. I will need a chair of some sort.
Ben. Oh, Ben, go and get your father's good jacket as well.
Oh, there you are, Sonny. Wrong end, wrong end.
Essie,
What
where
inside,
are your
say? Camera,
shoes?
camera.
I left them down the creek.
Essie, go get my good lace collar from the dresser drawer.
Yeah.
Madam, if I may be so bold.
Sorry?
If I may be so bold.
Oh,
There's the lovely family. Now, still as the grave.
cover those feet.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's over. I'll be back next week with a lovely portrait.
Well, back to Billy and Spuds, I suppose. But, at least you won't eat me when the grocer comes, Danny. Just don't forget those currants.
Well, might put that one over the mantel.
Oh, grocer, grocer.
You're a sight for sore eyes. I'm needing to stock up on lots of things to feed this hungry horde. What have you got?
Well, Mum, we've got arrowroot, apple rinds, aniseed ammonia, baked beans, lima beans, baking soda biscuits, cornflour, curry powder, cocoa, currants, caraway candles, cloves and dates, and desiccated coconut, pickled eels, essences, hen eggs and fruit nits, flour, plain and self-raising, floor polishing wax and figs, granola grits and gherkins, crystallized powdered ginger, horseradish, hot beer, and hundreds of thousands, icing sugar pies and glass jelly, crystal junk potatoes, plum jam, melon jam, pizza clean kitchen, lemonade, lime juice, Lysol, and liniment, macaroni, margarine, molasses, and mince biscuits, nutmeg, olive oil, onion, salt, and oatmeal, pepper pickles, peaches, prince, pasta, and pimento, quince jam, relishes, rolled oats, and rat traps, brown sugar, white sugar, golden syrup, starch, and sago, tapioca, tea, treacle, and tooth powder. Condiments unusual, imported from the East, vinegar, vanilla, whiting wax, and wine drops. Double X, eucalyptus, and yeast for bread. Zero on your fireplace, lines on that chore. Place your order, Mum, we'll deliver to your door.
Wait, have you got any rice?
Sorry, Mum, fresh out rice.
I'll take 10 pounds of flour plain, 2 of sugar brown, 6 of white, half pound of tea, Uncle Toby's oats, Robertson's grapes, Rose's lime syrup, prunes, and 2 pounds of currants.
Right, Mum. 13 shillings and 6 pence. Thank you kindly and good day to you.
Fago! Fago! Oh, what did I be today, Mrs. Mark? Well, the usual, tin wife, married and single?
I'm married. Oh, actually, I'll grab a single as well.
Go.
Thanks. Fixing up payday?
Rightio. Morning, missus.
For some. Hello. Spirits I've come for, Hannah. Open for gruel. All Mrs. Martin's failing.
Butcher! Butcher! Butcher!
That lunch fry you brought last week wasn't the best.
Oh, try. Here you are, Mrs. Markle. Try. Corn tongue.
Ha! Tongues on the nose.
I'll get some corned brisket for the weekend. Andy likes corned brisket.
Hooroo. See you on Thursday.
Thursday it is.
If I say you're out, then you're out.
Be quiet, will you? The monkey's on the wall!
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Come in, ready or not. Let me give me.
Oh, good morning, missus. Nice things. Needles, pins, trinkets, handballs, combs, embroidery, nice ribbons.
I do need to return my good hat.
Please. View? Very nice.
Yeah, I'll take this piece of veil.
Please. 2 shillings and 3 pence, please. Thank you, missus. Bless you, missus.
Henry's wrecking our game!
Telltale tattletale. If you tell your tongue will split.
Oh, stop that, do you hear? I'll give you something to go on with. Where are you going with that hat?
Never you mind.
It was Saturday, July 26th. There was a soccer match in town. It was for the match to decide who would be in the semis. To be played the following Saturday, August 2nd, 1902. Capital soccer team had made quite the name for themselves, all that climbing up the incline, dumpster. What a large crowd gathered. The sky was blue and the band played.
It's a great man, honey. Takes you back. Well, I'll see you all set to cheer Vic on. After time, this Kembla team can go places.
Most likely.
We're doing you proud, Andy.
I never thought I'd see the day we make the semis.
4th of July, the spark was ignited and the mountain replied. See the death and destruction, all the hurt and the blind were exposed at the pit top and could not be denied. See the wives and the mothers as they stumble and run, for the fear they are searching for a husband or son.
Got them all settled, Hattie? Come out, come over here. Come on.
Soccer socks. Henry must have a rough patch in one of his boots. I'll get you to have a look at that for me, Angie, before next Saturday.
Yeah.
God, he's excited about the semis. Remember when you used to play? It was me wanting to scream my head off and my mother telling me, don't make an exhibition of yourself.
Yeah.
Not quiet tonight. What's the matter?
Oh, I don't know. Just tired, I suppose.
I know you. Something's up. Good night's sleep's what you need. I'll make you some cocoa later.
Oh, no, not for me. Sorry if I kept you awake last night. Was I screaming out? I've been dreaming a lot lately.
The pit, isn't it?
Yeah, the pit. What would it have been like, to have done something else?
Maybe there wasn't anything else.
I'd like to think that little Andy might get into something else. Me, I was always going to run away to sea. I would have drowned though. Can't swim.
Get away with you. Hey, did you get a surprise when you opened your crib tin today?
Yeah, lots of currants. It's a cow the place where Mick and I have cattle this time. Worse than before. I was talking to Dungy today. Yeah, I wouldn't be a deputy for quids. Vic and I, we just fill up our skips and tally up. Finished. There's no way he can get around and do what they give him to do. He's spread too thin and he knows it.
Lil today. Oh, she's still got it in for Vic. But, I don't know, she might come around.
Well, don't tell her about the bets he's taking on the semis.
I just hear it now. I don't hold with gambling any more than I hold with drinking. They go together. And she was coming from the Hunts, bursting to tell me about Mrs. Hunt's dream. So she dreamt that there was this bridge, and it was rocking, and a finger pointed down, and a voice said, "You are not to let him go into the mine. You know he hates it." It was a warning to her about her son, she said, and she was quite upset, Lil said. Lil's a great one for dreams, but me, I don't know. Anyway, you do enough dreaming for both of us, Angie. Or was it the other night?
Well, it wasn't any shaky bridge or pointing a finger. There's a new bloke at work, Wheeler, name of Mickey Brennan. Bit of a card he is. Done a bit of jockeying in town. He can certainly handle horses. Don't know how long he'll handle the pit though. Pity. The bloke seemed to like him. He tells a good yarn. Vic's been telling him a few of his own about the falls of the blowers. He broidered a bit about the last few blowers he'd seen. Yeah. Scares the hell out of Brennan. He says, "I've got winners to ride, mate." Says, "This whole place will blow up one day. I'm out of here tomorrow." Be a shame. Him and Vic together?
That Victor. Can't help but like him though. Oh, possums. Don't know where they're getting in. I asked Henry to go up there and have a look, and he almost fell off fooling around. Ben wasn't any better. All right, I'll get up there myself.
Oh, no. I'll get up there tomorrow after work and have a look.
Will I make you a cup of cocoa? Help you sleep?
No, not for me. Don't start doing anything. Come on. We'll all be there tomorrow. Let's go to bed.
And the rain
afternoon. There was still no wind. The cold, clear air had sharpness to it. The village was strangely still and silent.
In the arbitration court of Wollongong, a safety issue concerning Mount Kembla Mine was being heard.
In Mount Kembla Mine itself, both the first shift and the back shift were underground. 261 men were all working in the mine.
22 were on the surface.
There were 200 children in the Mount Kembla school. Some were receiving religious instruction.
The rest were having dictation.
The issue before us, gentlemen, is one of mine safety.
Jimmy! Jimmy!
Under the date, 31st July 1902, you will write...
The removal of pillars and subsequent roof falls is what we are investigating.
Jimmy, where are you?
Moderation in consumption is essential...
Would the manager of Mount Kembla Mine please take the stand?
Jimmy! ...to the preservation... It was as if the mountain convulsed.
All the doctors and managers are wanted at once at Kembla. A terrible accident has happened. It is only natural that those representing the miners will want to attend also. Mr. Ritchie, as General Secretary, will of course be needed. I am most dreadfully sorry. This court is adjourned until 9:30 a.m. Friday, 1st of August, 1902.
Mom! Dad!
The miners have to supply bark. Saw the smoke rise over Kembla. You can pack it up now, he said. The bugger's gone up.
Everybody ran, all the women. Once you got a bit of a way up the rise, you could look back and see them all streaming up the mountain. The road choked with carts, horses, anything to get to the pit. But the women, mostly they just ran.
What disaster! Mount Kembla Mine explosion!
The house rocked to its foundations. Then a great cloud of black smoke and the sun blacked out. Children pouring out of school heading home. Mothers running. Little ones trailing. Terrible scene of pit top, both shifts in mine.
More stretchers! Someone bring more stretchers!
Everywhere there was horror, smoking debris and underneath, dead and injured men. Victor! Victor!
Death toll on Jacob Nelson, 14!
Victor's resident, did you see where he went?
I don't know who I've seen. I've seen some with their skin burned off. Their own mothers wouldn't recognize them. Some in pieces.
He was in the pit with Eddie Rockwell!
There'll be no reaching anyone until we get more safety lamps. Stretchers, please get the stretchers moving over here. Look, they're taking the body to the blacksmith shop. Doctors are on the way and Rogers is on his way from Wollongong.
Young Clipper's dead. Alexander Morrison, 15. William Walker, 18. John Walker, 16. Port Stafford, 17. Albert Skilling, 15. All dead.
Oh God, no. Elsie, has anyone heard anything about?
They're taking the bodies over to the blacksmith shop. They've got the wounded over near. Vic!
It's not Andy, Mrs. Markle. He's back in there helping someone from where we camelled. It's the deputy, Frank Dungy. We've got his watch here, safe to give to Mrs. Dungy. He called into this and stopped just after 2. He's been playing a party has. I just wish there was something I could do to make it easier for Mrs. Dungy.
Honey, you stay here for news of Andy. Elsie and I will go with Victor. You've chosen a hard road.
Deputy Frank Dungy found close to the source of the blast, shockingly mutilated.
I stood there watching the tunnel, the men going back and forth, carrying out more and more dead. The ones under the fallen building and near the entrance. See, there wasn't enough of anything. You couldn't go in with a flare lamp, and there just weren't enough safety lamps. There weren't even enough stretchers. They were trying to make them out of anything they had.
Purcell, Morrison, Walker, Lane and Son, Morris, the Aikens, the Mewers, Burns, all dead.
Vic, look! They're down there! Mrs. Rockwell! He came out of the number 3 shop! Vic, over here! I knew it was him. They're getting him back and ready to take him to Wollongong. He's in pretty bad shape with his out.
See the others are coming from Wollongong. They're not going to be able to hold back that crowd much longer.
Tressida! My son Tom! Has anybody seen my son Tom?
Sorry, Mr. Rogers. Those who got out we put in the blacksmith shop. There's no other building. Your son could be in there. There's no way of knowing.
You seem to know what you're doing. We'll go in then when they bring more safety lamps. Sergeant Baker's bringing a police rescue team.
Any news of Andy?
No, I haven't seen. Look, you know Andy's like, he's probably helping you.
Yeah, that'd be Andy. Oh my god, all these women. Every woman in the village must be here. I just wish I could do something to make it easier for them. Come on, give us a hand.
You know, Lil was marvellous. Ben was so badly burnt around his face and the clothes. I almost walked past him myself, but Lil knew. There she was, sleeves rolled up, just trying to make things decent. Sergeant Banks and the police rescue came from Wollongong, but they only had one stretcher between them. They brought us lamps from Corrimal, South Bulli, even Helensburgh, but by then it was too late for most of them. Henry got out. He and two others, their lamps were blown out, but they tied themselves to a wheeler's horse and it led them out. And straight back in he went too, with Dave Ritchie's team. They were the first to break into the number one right.
There's 3 women walked over from Bulli, Hannah. They'll know what it's about. No news of Andy. Light's failing. Major McCabe's taken McMurray and some of the others to go in deeper. Mrs. Dungy's been. Poor woman. We did our best.
The McCabe party got into gas. McCabe went down and McMurray wouldn't leave him. The others pulled back and they got themselves out. Mostly, you know, the men did get themselves out. Not all of them.
We found him. Like I thought. He was slowed down and trying to help 2 blokes. They're all dead.
I lost me, my own son, not 30 years.
always remember price of the coal.
No one could ever replace Sandy. It was so quiet without him. Ben got better, but he was never the same again. Henry now, he went back into the mine. It started up just 7 weeks after the explosion. The company had big orders to fill. The rest will be home from school soon. There's a piece for him, and the tin dish, under the kitchen bench, under the throwover. It started a royal commission and we've all had to answer questions. Won't bring one of them back. But they don't use the naked flame anymore in Pembroke.